Hey all, and welcome to Why It Works. With the winter season concluding and new premieres already starting to pile up, it seemed about time to highlight some of the shows I'm excited for in this spring season. Central among those prospects stands Persona 5, an anime adaptation based on the hit JRPG where you seek justice as the Phantom Thieves in a world rife with corruption. Persona 5 was one of my favorite games of 2017, but beyond the excellent source material, I'm also excited for the anime due to its phenomenal director, Masashi Ishihama. Ishihama's been demonstrating his singular talents for years now, but he's never really broken through with a major hit of his own, so today let's explore just what makes his work so exciting. It's easy to see why Ishihama isn't a household name. He simply hasn't had the chance to direct that many shows of his own. Instead, much of his best work occurs on anime opening and closing segments, where his unique eye for visual compositions and dramatic use of color contrast really stand out. His ending segment for Erased is a fine example of his style, evolving from a simple but effective composition centered on a profile shot of the protagonist to a sprawling procession of evocative collages, all smartly echoing the main plot points and themes of the show proper. That demonstrates a wide array of the properties that make Ishihama's work so compelling. His dramatic use of color and outline is perhaps most obvious. He prefers striking, exaggerated color palettes that emphasize angular movement, often employing flat shading or discarding outlines altogether, preferences that seems perfectly suited to Persona 5's punchy red and black look. His compositions also deserve notice, offering both evocatively realistic incidental shots and also beautifully and unusually structured full-frame compositions. And finally, the thematic purposefulness of all his shots also deserves recognition. Through its parade of visual motifs and consistent contrasting of personal character moments against the anonymous power lines of the suburbs, Ishihama articulates ERASED's most compelling ideas in purely visual terms, telling the show's whole story in a lean minute and a half. You can see echoes of these same unique qualities in Ishihama's various other projects. His opening for Occultic 9 again demonstrates his unique sense of pattern and color, as well as his preference for playful typography, a preference that clearly gels well with Persona 5. Later on, we receive more of those striking profile-focused compositions, as well as evocatively menacing incidental shots that also demonstrate his clever use of soft focus, and Ishihama isn't limited to simply making characters look cool and dangerous, as seen in his encouragement of Climb opening. He can easily tailor his preference for iconic, minimalist line work and collage-style visual compositions to material that's far more light and cheerful. Shifting from heavy shadows and sharp edges to a style that feels almost like a living scrapbook, Ishihama demonstrates a creativity and understanding of tone that will surely serve him well on Persona 5. Of course, the ability to direct a vivid opening segment and the ability to direct a compelling show are two very different things. Fortunately, in spite of his relatively limited catalog, Ishihama has one shining masterpiece to his name, the phenomenal Shinsekai Yori. Centered on a rural community of humans with psychic powers in a forbidding post-apocalyptic world, Shinsekai Yori is a slow-burning drama that incorporates elements of horror and fantasy into one of the most ambitious anime narratives of the last few years. And here too, Ishihama's phenomenal eye for visual contrast, evocative compositions, and general beauty is beyond reproach. Ishihama lends a sense of beauty and solemnity to Shinsekai Yori that helps to elevate it to modern classic territory. From his dynamic use of light and color to his consistently unique visual compositions, everything that is compelling about Ishihama's work seems like it can be perfectly applied to Persona 5's challenges. Ishihama shares Persona 5's existing fondness for minimalist palettes and dynamic visual energy, and his terrific work on a variety of great openings and endings gives me hope that Persona 5 will aspire to be something like a living music video, echoing the brilliance of its original Sayu Yamamoto-directed opening sequence. Persona 5 is blessed with a great story and a phenomenal director, and I hope it follows through on the potential all season long. Nick Creamer has been writing about cartoons for too many years now, and is always ready to cry about Madoka. You can find more of his work at his blog Wrong Every Time, or follow him on Twitter.